Okay, let's start with a simple application of a push button talking to an LED on a separate board. I'll create both boards using the STMicro Nucleo board. So I'll add an adapter, which adapts from the Arduino connectors to microbus. I'll add an FT click, which plugs into the microbus connector, and I'll add a simple button click board to get my push button input. Now I have my complete device. Let's look at what it takes to get an application into this. And now I'll start the STM32Cube IDE, which is a popular development environment for this development board. And I've written a simple application to monitor this button on the board that I've just added and send the data from that button onto the FT network. It really takes one line of code to do that. So I have a send message to send a topic that says what this message is and a value. In this case, I'm going to send 1 when the button gets pressed. Okay, so I've loaded a second development board with a different application and a different clipboard. So in this case, I have a multicolor LED clipboard, and I have an application that is monitoring the communication on the FT channel. And if it receives a message with the right topic, it controls the LED. So I've loaded the application the same way I did the first one. So now all I have to do is connect the network together. Of course, the FT channel is polarity insensitive, so I can hook the wires either way. So there's really no way to get this wrong. There's only 2 wires. So I just need to screw them down. So now I've built my network. I'm going to plug in power into the second board. And as it comes up, we see some flashing lights, so we know we've got power. So now let's go back to the first board. It's been running. I'm going to push the button on it, and the LED comes on. Okay, now let's see what it takes to add visualization and analytics to our application. So here I have the switch and the multicolor LED boards that we created earlier. And I've added a third board. And on this third board, I'm using a different clipboard. This is the environmental click. So it has 4 sensors on it. It has temperature, humidity, pressure, and air quality sensors on one board. And I've created a simple application to publish that information on the FT channel. I've also added a Raspberry Pi. And on the Raspberry Pi, I've loaded some Node-RED software, and we'll look at that in a minute, to do our visualization and ties to analytics. I've added an adapter board that adapts from the Pi adapter to a microbus, and I've plugged in the FT click into the microbus connector. I then wired all of these boards together in a simple star topology. So since free topology allows any sort of wiring, I chose this one just because it's easy. I have everything coming back to a central point, and these connectors are just wired together to make this one simple twisted pair. So let's turn to the PC, where here I've opened Node-RED. So here on the left, we see some nodes that are each configured for a different topic. One's the temperature topic, one's pressure, one's humidity, one's air quality. And then I take the output from those, which are the actual values reported on the channel. I do some massaging of the data, and then I take them into some user interface elements that come with Node-RED that allow me to display that data in real time. And it reports that data in a simple dashboard. So let's look at the dashboard, which is here. So this dashboard is showing that data being reported by the environmental sensor. So with just a few minutes of work, I was able to collect the data and add it to a dashboard that can report the real-time data to the user.